why Ashley made Harry.
Welcome. Thank you for tuning in to the BHLC podcast, the BHLC podcast. And make sure you subscribe on YouTube to my YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Got a great show. I'm down here at 21st Germantown, 1481 South Shelby Street. Thank y'all for tuning in tonight. I got a lot of things to go over first and foremost. Let me give much love to some people who helped me put this together to keep this podcast going. 21st Germantown for allowing this big light-skinned head to come in here and do this every second Saturday of the month. Let me give that love first. And then second of all, let me give love to Nicole Scott Incorporated. She has all type of diverse clothing for any type of people, male, female, any type of sexuality, whatever. She has diverse clothing. Nicole Scott Incorporated. That's my niece. Also, too, much love to the Smile Center. They keep me tight with my smile. Right here, 7405 LaGrange Road, right here in Louisville, Kentucky. Go check them out. Okay. Now, I just got to go over a couple more other things, too, real quick before I bring my guests in, because I'm very excited about it. Seeing the Veterans Day is coming up here on November 11th. It's Veterans Day week, Veterans Day month. It's all Veterans Day. You can tell I'm excited. I'm a veteran. You see the camouflage. I'm camouflage out for it. So let me go into this. First and foremost, this is National Diabetes Month. Make sure you get checked for diabetes. It's nothing to play with. Go get checked for it because it can lead up to a lot of different things. So go get checked with your doctor for national diabetes, because there's nothing to play with. It's type 1, type 2. It's all type of diabetes out there. So go out there and get checked so you can get your diabetes under control and be taking your medicine and everything. So please go to the doctor and go get checked out to see if you got diabetes. There's a lot of symptoms to it, but do your research and find out information about that. Also, too, it's all Alzheimer's month. For older people who have Alzheimer's, get yourself checked out for that too. Also, too, is prostate cancer month, and the most important month is Veterans Day month. So, but like I said, I'm right there in 21st Germantown, 1481 South Shelby Street. They always have something going on down here. They had karaoke last night. They got, I think, a private party going on tonight. So but come down here for the food is great, the drinks are great, and the environment's great. So come down and check it out. And I think I'm going to go over this before I get started real quick. This is on Veterans Day, a comedy show. All queens. These are all queens doing a comedy show. The name of the comedy show is All Ladies Night, but they all queens. And I've had them on my comedy shows before. It's at the Never Say Die Bar on 3900 Shelbyville Road. Y'all go check them out. I think the MC is Sarah Highland. They got a lot of different female comedians, Krista Phoenix, Holly Kennedy, Caroline Hutchins, a lot of Erwin Dodd, a lot of them. Go check them out. The show starts at 7. The doors open up at 7. Show starts at 8. Please go out there and check in Queens out. They're very funny. And everybody needs to laugh, and that's something to check out on Veterans Day. Now I can get to my guests, and I'm very excited about it. Me being a veteran, I had to find somebody that really relate to what Veterans Month and what Veterans is about. She's going to explain a lot about what she does and what she's part of. She's part of the Active Heroes, and I'm going to let her explain a lot of it to you about what she's about and how she's affiliated with Active Heroes. I'm very, very, very happy to have her so she can explain to you about a lot of things with our veterans. And I hope all my veterans are watching so they can gather information on what direction going on certain things they need in their life, because there is no freedom without them. I'm going to say it again. There's no freedom without them, and I'm part of that. So, but let me bring her in without anything else to say. Y'all give her a big BHLC podcast welcome to my guest, Courtney Burden. I hope I said it right, Courtney Burden. Did I say it right?
You sure did. Thank you very much. Yes.
Thank you for being a guest on my podcast. I really appreciate having you. Explain to the people what you're about and who you work for and everything, so they know, what you're about, who they're listening to.
Absolutely. The name says a lot. We are Active Heroes, and we are actively engaging with not just veterans, but a lot of servicemen and women who are transitioning out of active duty, much like the two of us did. And we're trying to help, close the gap and make sure folks understand what they have available as they're moving into veteran life, because it's difficult. And
yes, it is.
We are a nonprofit right here south of Louisville. And we are pouring our hearts and souls into making that transition as easy and as comfortable as possible, because we all
Hmm.
hear the statistics that veterans struggle. We struggle with a
Right.
variety of issues. And what we
Right.
are trying to do at Active Heroes is interject and say, we have 145 acres. It's beautiful. It's peaceful. If you need to find some peace, you want to breathe some fresh air, come see us. We at
Mm.
Active Heroes are making connections. We want to make sure you understand, if you have served in the military, here are some VA benefits you're eligible for. Maybe you need companionship. Let's talk about service dogs and what a difference
Right.
that can make. Maybe you have a
Mm.
heart for service. You want to give back. You want to surround yourself with other veterans. We got
Right.
you. We will help you. And then the
Mm.
other thing is connecting to other veterans, right? Some people just, when you get out of the military, you're a little lonely, you're lost, because whether you like it or not, you are surrounded by other people. You are surrounded by brothers and sisters who will lay down their life for you. And when we transition out,
Right.
it's tough sometimes to find those connections, to find those friendships and those relationships and that support system. And at Active Heroes, we have it. And we just have open arms waiting for anyone who's looking for that camaraderie, looking for that
Hmm.
peace. We're here. We're
Hmm.
multiple generations, every type of walk of life, every color, every ethnicity. Just like in the military, we just see
Hmm.
love, we see need, and we're here for it all.
That is so great because I like the fact you said about how you help the veterans here today as well as the ones from years ago transition into things here in America and into society, which is very beautiful. Um, Also, I wanted to ask more than anything. I don't know how long y'all been established, but just for the people, how long have y'all been established, and have y'all helped a lot of? I know y'all have helped a lot of homeless veterans too. I'm sure. So.
We do. It's amazing how many different roles we can play because, like anybody who's involved in the veteran community, our needs are
Mhm.
very different. My
Right.
need, it might be that I need camaraderie because I miss it so much. Your
Okay.
need may be that you're trying to get your GI Bill because you want to further your education and you want to make sure you're using those dollars you earned. Other folks have mental health struggles, and we want
Right.
to connect you with people, and that's their expertise. That's what we do. So you can think of us as the folks who are closing the gap on the veterans who need help and the resources that are available. So we
Right.
help people in a multitude of ways. And one of my
Mhm.
favorite stories, and I just saw his family today at the Veterans Day parade. He
Okay.
was a Korean War veteran, and
Mm.
he had really started to isolate himself because he lost connection with a lot of his veteran buddies. And so
Right.
he started coming to Active Heroes. Well, lo and
Mhm.
behold, we became best friends. We have no
Wow.
respect of generation, no respect of, it doesn't matter
Mhm.
that he served in the Army, I served in the Navy. It doesn't matter he served in
Right.
Korea.
Mhm.
I was out in Sigonella. He was infantry. I'm helicopters. We
Mhm.
became such close friends and shared stories. So now what happens is this 80-year-old man starts to forget about that he's a little disabled, and he's so proud when he's at Active Heroes. He's a veteran.
Mhm.
He's wearing that proudly. He has pride. He's holding his head up. So that's just one way. And people don't think about that. That man was a
Right.
20-year-old in Korea risking his life. We owe
Mm.
everything to him. So it is my honor when I see him to make him
Mhm.
feel like the most amazing man in the room. I want to hear every story, and that
Right.
camaraderie, it means everything.
Yeah. So y'all basically you enlighten them a little bit more through his life because y'all with everything y'all presented to him and all the things y'all put out there for him, y'all just definitely enlighten him. And I seen when y'all did the Veterans Day parade, and matter of fact, I put something on my page from Active Heroes that's coming up. But and I'm just gonna let you elaborate a little bit on that. But I seen where y'all did the
Mhm.
Veterans Day parade, which I think is real nice. And y'all did something on WHAS too here lately. I think the other day on the morning part. You can elaborate a little bit on that too. So for the people.
Sure. If you are a veteran, or if you have a friend or family that's a veteran, and it doesn't matter their struggle, it doesn't matter their need, and they might not even think like, I don't know. Please
Right.
encourage them to come be a part of our family, be a part of our unit. Because
Right.
what we're trying to do is create a very base like atmosphere on our retreat. We have 145 acres. We have a pavilion. We have a welcome center. We have 2 log cabins that veterans can come stay with their friends and family. We have a spot for you to come enjoy yourselves. We have a dinner coming up November 20th, and it's free. Everything we do at Active Heroes, it is free for veterans. We have a heart for, we want you to feel connected. And we don't want you to worry about an agenda and how much it's going to cost. What we want you to worry about is getting there with an open mind and a smile on your face. Because just like you get around a few veterans, it's like, okay, where did you serve? When did you serve? What aircraft were you on? What station, where were you stationed? You immediately start connecting, and all of a sudden you have 2 or 3 friends, one's 75 and one's 22. And it doesn't matter about your age. It matters that we served and we just have a connectivity. So please, I encourage anyone listening, look us up and join us for our veteran dinner. It's free, and you'll be so thankful you went, because it's such a heartfelt event. You just get to meet other people like you. You get to meet other families like you, and I'm proud to be a part of it.
That is so great. That is so outstanding, I think, because a lot of times just veterans just want to be with other veterans and talk about military. I know I served in the Army, and people that I run into, the veterans in the Army, we can talk Army language, and just to be around them type people makes you feel better as a soldier, as a military person, and it does enlighten you, it really does, and it makes you feel a lot better. I also wanted to talk about this, which I don't know if y'all had a little something to do with this, but I think this is so great, and it's so close to my heart, is the fact they're building this VA hospital here in Louisville, Kentucky. I think that is so outstanding, because there's so many veterans just want medical attention. They might not want the other thing. They just might want some medical attention. And for them building this new VA hospital, which I think is so great, is truly a great thing here in the city of Louisville, which is well overdue. I'm not going to go too much into that. Well overdue, because they should have been and done it for our soldiers. So, but how do you feel about that VA hospital?
It's the new VA hospital is going to open up doors, and it's going to provide more access to more people. And I want to also mention the VA, they're doing a better job about opening smaller clinics that are outside of the bigger cities. So it's allowing veterans to get that first assessment. It's not the full-blown hospital, but it's at least a place to be triaged, to say, yes, you need to come into the Louisville VA. Come, we're going to schedule you an appointment. And like we were talking about, if you are a veteran, or if you have a loved one or a family friend that's a veteran, reach out and get information about how they qualify for benefits. We hear so often, I didn't even know I qualified for that, or I don't even know what my VA benefits are. Let us help you. Let us help you. The government has set aside money. The government has set aside programs. They built them for us. Let's use those, right? And it doesn't matter if your veteran is a Korean War veteran, a World War II veteran, Vietnam, or if they are still serving right now and they're transitioning into veteran life. It applies to everybody. You'd be amazed at how much we can help. So I just ask, please, if you are listening and you have a veteran that's not connected with the VA and they are not using benefits, let's go. Let us help you.
That is big, because I'm just thinking about when I got out of the military. I went in, and I don't want to tell you when I tell my age, but anyway, when I went in and I got out, I ain't gonna say I was lost, but I didn't have no direction for us with what direction to go in, and I didn't go up to no Veteran Affairs office. I didn't know about Active Heroes, didn't know about nothing. So I was lost as a citizen of the United States, especially after serving. But I eventually got myself together and got going. And I'm doing great with the job I got and everything. I work at UPS. But I understand that it's hard to make that transition once you get out of the military to back to civilian life. And it's so great that y'all are able to have all these things for them to get back into civilian life and help them get around other people, so they'll know that they are well appreciated and can go through some things here in society. But it is really, really hard for any soldier that gets out, because a lot of times they just feel lost as far as what direction to go in, and they just need a little bit of direction. And that's where y'all come in.
So true. It's about transition, right?
Yeah.
It's about a transition. And when we are in the military, everything is covered. It is like all you do is show up and you connect. Somebody has a plan for you. Somebody has direction. And as soon as you separate, that's gone. And you're like, wait a minute, where's my squadron? Where's my medical? Where's
Yeah.
the chow hall? It's all
Yeah.
gone. And so we really pride ourselves at connecting people to like-minded people to say,
Right.
look, this is what I did. This is how I transitioned. This is,
Right.
and again, it's all about the programs. Let's make sure we're getting you in front of everything that you qualify for. We want to make sure you're accessing it. Not to mention we're trying to have a little fun.
Yeah. I mean, because, and here's the beautiful thing about us, what we're talking about, and we on social media. I just put a picture on my page. I think I put two pictures of the guys that was in my unit back then, and they all was commenting and talking different stuff. And that's the beautiful thing of social media. I know social media has a dark side, but it also has a bright side. And this is the bright side for military people because we still can connect. Matter of fact, they all got together back in May and met at a certain state and talked. Well, I wasn't able to get there, but they all was there talking about different things. They all went down there and met people from my unit. So, but that's the beautiful thing I like about social media, as well as us talking here on social media, that it still brings the military people together in a great form, and shine a great light on it, and that's beautiful. That's one of the most beautiful things to me about social media, especially for military people. So it really is. And I'm sure y'all use that to the utmost at Active Heroes too. I'm sure y'all use it to the utmost.
We do. Like I mentioned, we have 2 cabins and civilians can rent, and they're kind of an Airbnb. They're beautiful log homes sitting back in our 145 acres, but they also are used by groups for reunions. There's an army group. They meet there every year, and they all served in Germany together. And I love when those guys come out. They sit out on the porch. They start with coffee, end up with bourbon. They tell every story. It is such an amazing experience, and that's what we're all about. We're centrally located, so fly on into Louisville, get you a group, come down to our cabins, and have a reunion. Connect with the people that you served with. Like, we will help in any way we can. We're proud to host the National Chaplains Conference for the VFW. They're going to be at our retreat in May of next year. So we're doing things locally, but we're also doing things regionally and nationally. We're really trying to make a mark on improving the lives of our veterans, educating and informing people as they're coming out of the active duty. Here's some things to keep in mind. Here's some things you qualify for, because it just makes it easier. We're trying to keep that stress level down.
Right. That's true. And it's just so big. Like I said, the transition for soldiers getting out of the military and being able to transition back to civilian life. It's so great that y'all just got open arms, open hands to any military person that comes out, and y'all just there to help them. And the beautiful thing, I like what you said out of all of this, we just want your smile and heart. That's all y'all want. They smile in their heart. You know what I'm saying? That's all you want. That's what's so beautiful more than anything. And I think about a lot of times, as not to say it happens, but I almost say it does. I think a lot of times as Americans, the United States, sometimes I'm going to say that we sometimes, I ain't going to say push them aside, but we forget about our veterans. And without them, there will be no us to be able to freedom. So, and I'm speaking from a veteran's heart. So we just got to do better. I mean, I love the fact that Veterans Day, November 11th. I love it for November month. But veterans should be recognized anytime. Whether it's, it shouldn't have to be a certain month, but it should be recognized anytime because what they've done for this country, and it's just so big. So, and not to say, like I said, I know there are a lot of places like yours that are doing stuff for the veterans. They just need the recognition so the veterans know they can go there. So I think that's the biggest thing. Because a lot of times, because last year this time I had the Veteran Affairs officer on my podcast. She told me, a lot of them just want to be somewhere and want to know. She said, but she also told me some of them don't want to be around nobody, don't want to be. She said, and that's nothing against them. That's just who they are right now. So she said, some of them want to help, some don't. Some of them don't know where to start at. So, and that's why I'm just so glad to have you on my podcast as a guest, because a lot of them just need somewhere to start.
And that's, I believe, Active Heroes is a landing pad. If you are somebody who just needs to be alone, but you want to feel connected, we have 145 acres. We got, miles of hiking trails. Let's just start with that. Just come out and feel a part of us by coming out and hiking. You want to come out and grab a dinner. You don't have to introduce yourself. You don't, but it's crazy how one experience turns into a dinner, turns into, hey, I'll help with the dishes, turns into, let me spot, it's amorphosis and it metamorphosis, and it's something to be proud of. And one thing I couldn't agree with you more about, really honoring our veterans and throughout the year. One thing that Active Heroes is a part of, and we're extremely excited about, we are hosting in the city of Shepherdsville, which is where we're in Bullitt County there. We are doing a Vietnam Veterans Day parade on March 29th.
Oh,
we are welcoming home these Vietnam veterans who deserve all the respect and love in the world. We are getting there, these guys, they're sending in their 20-year-old service pictures. They looking like handsome young men and beautiful young women. We are doing 6-foot banners lining the streets with people and flags, and we are going to give them the welcome home that they did not receive. And it is a feel-good thing. So I please join us. Please encourage, if you, again, I'm talking to anybody, if you have friends, family, we need your Vietnam vets. We want to make them feel loved, and we want to give them this amazing welcome home that they thoroughly deserve.
Yes, I feel the veterans love what you're saying, and I'm sure it's a lot of veterans loves out there, Active Heroes. And the great thing about my podcast that I love, which I'm going to do on this podcast from one that happened tonight, I can run it back again anytime I want. That I'm gonna run it a couple times, because I never know who might be looking and just need to know what direction to go in as a veteran. What veteran might be watching, just need to know what direction to go in. Because like I said, there's a lot of veterans out there that just want to help and don't know where to start at, And I'm just excited about this. I really am with you with Active Heroes, and I'm just so glad to have you as a guest, and giving all this information out. And most of the veterans, like I said, they just want someone to go where people can relate to their experience in the military, and they feel more comfortable. So, but there are some veterans that don't feel comfortable.
Internet.
You lost some of it. Okay. So, you still there? You there now? So, well, she's coming back. We're having a little internet thing. She's coming back, but she's giving out all this great information for being a veteran. So, y'all make sure y'all go to Active Heroes page on Facebook. Let me see if I can get her back real quick. I'm gonna send her another invite so she can at least give y'all the info y'all need to follow Active Heroes, because it's Active Heroes on Facebook, but I'm sure there's a link. I'm sure. Okay, she's back. I had to bring her back in. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna bring her back in. She's back. Hold on. Okay, she's back.
So sorry.
That's fine. Hey, you gotta remember the internet's bipolar too. Sometimes it's bipolar. It's probably like, man, they talking about so much veteran stuff. It is. I was telling the people that about our page, Facebook page, but is there any other type of? Because before I let you go, I want you to let the people know, is there any type of link or something on social media, or any type of way to get in contact with you all to get there to help, everything.
Yes. We have a Facebook page, but also activeheroes.org. You can go to our website and you can check us out. We are just so proud of what we're doing. In 2025, we're really working on making sure that veterans are getting into the workplace, and we're really vetting these employers who are reaching out and trying to hire veterans. We want to make sure everybody knows this is a veteran friendly place of employment. Let's go, veterans. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We want to make sure, because there are so many veterans that are highly skilled, qualified, and they're just not landing in the right spots. And we're going to try to fix that. 2025, we got big plans.
Oh, that's great. And let me put this out there for what it's worth. I'm a stand-up comedian. They call me the big head light skin comedian. I don't know if y'all have done any comedy shows, but if you definitely need my service or need me to help us, don't be ashamed to hit me up through chat. Heck, you got my cell phone number. So
okay.
But yeah, because I wouldn't have no problem probably doing a show for the veterans. It would really touch my heart more than anything, because it's just being a veteran person, and it really would touch my heart.
It's a feel good thing.
It sure is. This is what I want to put out here. Well, I got you on here too, real quick. And I don't know if you know anything about it. And my brother-in-law was telling me about it because he was a drill sergeant in the military, in the Army. Do you know anything about it's where all the soldiers are buried out there at Fort Knox? If you're a veteran, you can get buried for free out there at Fort Knox. There's some place out there. Do you know anything about that? I thought this was
There's a few cemeteries in this area. So
right.
yes, there's multiple benefits like that. Yes. So
Okay.
again, if somebody is needing information on that, ask them to please reach out to me. My email address, I can send it to you. You can share it, but it's simple,
Please do.
Courtney
Mm-hmm.
at activeheroes.org. Very easy.
Right.
And if I do not know the information, I promise you I will find you an answer. So I look forward to any and all questions. I love connecting veterans and their families with the services they need, and I will help you any way I
Right.
can.
Yeah, because I need that information to find out how to get started on that and work on mine. So because I definitely would like to be with the veterans when I do leave this place.
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. But I'm telling you right now, you've been great. You've been outstanding. You've really helped educate a lot of the veterans as well. And not just the veterans, just civilians, because I know they know somebody that's a veteran. So you've educated them what direction to go into. So you've been a big help. You really have. And I appreciate you being on this podcast. And is there anything else you want to tell the people before you leave?
I just highly encourage, support your veterans, love your veterans. The best way you can do it is educate yourself on the programs available and connect those veterans with those services they have graciously earned. And that I appreciate you having me on. Thank you for your hospitality.
Yeah. I'm so glad I had you. I'm so glad. And it was God sent because I didn't know what I was going to do for this November podcast. I do a podcast once a month. And I'm not lying to you. I asked God for the blessing. And next thing you know, I was calling you all, and here you are on my podcast. So it's all in faith. So, but I really appreciate you being on my podcast and continue to do the great work y'all doing. And I definitely will be sending some people your way, and I may be contacting you all. So, like I said, but thank you so much for being on my podcast tonight, and enjoy the rest of your day. And I'm sure you've had a long day being at Veterans Day Parade, because I'm sure all them veterans will had you going, and y'all were smiling, laughing, and doing a lot of great things. So. Yeah.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, you guys have a great night. Thanks again for having me.
Okay. Thank you, Courtney. You have a great night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, that was Courtney, Active Heroes. Like I said, if you know anybody that's a veteran that's looking to go a certain direction, needs some help, whatever it may be, or you just want to go out there and just relax, whatever, with other veterans, at activeheroes.org. activeheroes.org. ACTIVE Heroes, HEROES.org. Contact them, and you can go out there and enjoy yourself. You heard she said they got acres of land, all type of veterans out there, and just sit around and enjoy yourself. But I do want to put this out there too before I leave you all. The National Call Center for Homeless Veterans. The National Call Center for Homeless Veterans. And the number is 1-877-424-3838. I'm going to say it again. 1-877-424-3838. Call that number for National Call Center for Homeless Veterans who need some direction and trying to get themselves together. And I can't wait till they build this VA hospital so VAs can get the proper treatment they need through medical. So I'm trying to think, make sure I don't win everything. Make sure you subscribe to my podcast every second Saturday of the month. I enjoy doing this because my podcast is for the people, by the people, and it is the people. I don't know if I'm going to do next month's podcast by it being Christmas month, but we'll see. But I will be back in January, the new year of 2025. I got to say this. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Have a great Thanksgiving, great Christmas. Enjoy yourself. Love the ones you're with. Make sure you LSI. LSI is Learn, Share, and Inspire. Like I said, you can see my podcast on my YouTube channel, BHLC Podcast. Just make sure you listen to me give me a listen on Spotify, I'm still working with that. I see somebody a Facebook user said to me, "Thank you for doing this. It is important and needed work. Just happened to be online to see this, but I'm glad you've seen it." Like I said, activeheroes.org, and they can help you get going direction you need to go in, as far as if you know any veterans. And like I said, it's even for citizens who know veterans. Just let them know. So, with that said, I really enjoy talking to y'all tonight. I'm right down in 21st Germantown. I think they have a little private party tonight or something, but still, you can come down and have a drink or eat some food. They got great drinks and great food. Don't forget, all ladies' night comedy show at Never Say Die Bar, and it's all these queens. It's on 11/11. Doors over 7. Show starts at 8. Go check them out if you want to get your laugh on. Laughter is the best thing for your soul. It's really the best thing for what we're going through in this world today. So, like I said, subscribe to my podcast. And in case you subscribe, listen on Spotify. I really appreciate everybody tuning in tonight, and I hope you got something from my podcast, learned something. Best thing I can tell you, I always like to leave with something a little bit positive. You never know what a person's going through. Just try to treat them like the way you would want to be treated if you was going through something. So, with that said, enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm the Big Head Light Skin Comedian. This is the BHLC podcast, and this is my 50th podcast. And for me to have them on here is truly a blessing. So, you enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm the one and only Big Head Light Skin Comedian, and I enjoyed this podcast. So, thank you for tuning in. I'll see y'all. Hopefully, maybe next month, or probably the beginning of the year. Enjoy the rest of your night.